Slough Hub is a community organisation. Our mission is to find work and income for people. Over the last 18 months, all of us have had a very difficult time, but especially people who've lost their job and source of income. The Career Transition Project was designed to help these people find a new direction and prepare them for the new workplace. The project was made possible by a generous grant from Berkshire Community Foundation and invaluable assistance from volunteers from Ricket and other organizations. They generously donated their time to coach and mentor the participants and help them in their new career directions. Let's hear from some of them.
Had an idea about producing some cards and other Afrocentric products for the Slough people, because there wasn't a lot out there, a lot of options out there for Black people and people of colour. So we kind of went with that idea, but I didn't have a clue as to how to create a business, and on top of that I was a technophobe. Thankfully, I was provided with a lot of help in the forms of webinars and just advice from different professionals in their different fields. So that was a great help. I learned how to deal with bits on setting up my online shop, and could go back and forth with the people who were helping me, and learn different tips and hints as to how to make things better, and how to actually use the platforms. Well, I am definitely happy with the experience, and I would suggest it to anybody else who's thinking of starting up a business, just to get some guidance and some help. Definitely.
In December 2020, I came across Slough Hub, and post that again from January, I started searching. So this was the part which I came across when the Slough Hub actually gave me the course of Google, which was free at that time, free digital marketing practices course. That really helped me a lot again to cope up with my digital marketing skills. My objective was to land in a job and take up a job. So I again started off with Career Transition Program with the Slough Hub. And in the Career Transition Program, each and every session was very informative, very useful to me, and I could relate it completely to myself. And so starting with how to write your CV, and how to actually apply for jobs, where to apply for jobs, and how do you present your LinkedIn profile for the employers to find you. So all this session by session, it was really helpful. The job I got in Yale, it's actually the similar kind of role I was looking for. It's the whole of digital marketing. The job title itself is digital marketing consultant. So it's like implementing all the aspects for an SME, and trying to write content and copy based on SEO practices. I could say that the job is really good.
Initially, I said when I was on this program, and one of the speakers from Slough Hub came and spoke to us, and I found out about the Careers Transition Program, I was unemployed, but I was actually doing a course in counselling. When I was obviously looking for employment, there were lots of speakers that we had different workshops that I was able to attend, and they were doing lots of discussions and workshops relating to improving my CV and trying tweak the CV in order to look for the right roles. That was really useful. And then when I got onto the program, the Careers Transition Program, then I got the opportunity to have one-to-one sessions with a counsellor for 4 weeks. we met, and it was great because I was on this course, so there's a lot of the things that I was learning that I could discuss with him, and he could give me great insight. He told me about books that I could look at and other resources, and it was really great to have that sort of one-to-one exchange with him, where he could sort of help me on my journey into what's the best way in order to become a qualified counsellor. I am now employed. I'm working for a university. I did have, before lockdown, before I was unemployed, I was working in event management. So I have now found a job as a senior events officer within the university, and I have had experience working with universities in my previous role. So this is like week 2 of my new job, but I still want to look at the possibility of getting into counselling. It's just that I'd need to do it as an evening class, and I think right now I just need to focus on this at the moment, and hopefully next year when things settle down, then I maybe have an opportunity to continue my studies with the counselling and do it as an evening class, and see how I progress that way.
I am the Head of Health and Safety Compliance, working in the Global Health and Safety team at Reckitt. I've been working with the Slough Hub over the last couple of months in a mentoring role. That's part of our Give Time activity at Reckitt.
Slough Hub is a wonderful initiative started off by a very old friend of mine. I know him for several years. And he asked me whether I would like to volunteer and mentor some of the people who are planning to start off new businesses. And I said yes, little knowing what it entails. But it has been a really wonderful experience. I met some really good people, and they have been able to kickstart their businesses really very well, and they're doing quite okay, even given the circumstances and the constraints due to the lockdown and stuff. They have managed to set up their business. So
my first interaction with the Slough Hub was with yourselves when you presented an opportunity to mentor people who had just come out of employment due to COVID. I saw this as a really good opportunity, which closely aligns with the purpose of Reckitt, and also the purpose that I live and breathe in. So I'm really focused on doing the right thing and building people up for success. So I jumped at this opportunity to mentor people and really unleash their talent and help them find purposeful work.
I felt that mentoring is not necessarily a very explicit influencing opportunity. It is an implicit, sort of a subtle influencing opportunity, and this is something that I realized. It is not one or two things you say. It is about everything that makes a mentee progress or want to progress further.
I was introduced to the Slough Hub by a mutual contact of Vineet, you and myself. Introduced me to you because my experience, my background is in HR, and I've been a career coach for 6 years, helping people who are looking for work to find and secure jobs.
The confidence was significantly impacted. The individual didn't really feel confident in applying for roles because it was this constant feel of I'm going to get rejected, I'm not going to be able to do it, or I'm not good enough type thing. There was also a general feeling of the job description requires all of this, and I have not done all of it before, so I'm not going to get it.
This person, she had job experience in the past, and she had work, but there was a career break for a while, and she wanted to get back, and that's where she was facing hurdles.
Dawn was one of the participants, and she was in a situation where she had a great idea, which she felt very happy about, which she had a lot of confidence in, but at the same time, she did not really know how to get that idea out into a product or convert that idea into a product. She was very excited about, her abilities as a creator. The real, thing that she was not really comfortable with or very tentative about was converting that creative ability into a product, and then from a product to a business.
I was working with an individual that was very engaged and determined for success in part of this process. So there's not so much that I would consider room for improvement, rather than kind of replicating that process. But of course, not every mentee-mentor relationship is the same. So we'll have to adapt.
I think the biggest difficulty was his complete lack of experience in putting together a CV, really. So he needed a lot of support in trying to put it together. He wasn't very confident at writing about himself. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people find it very difficult to say how great they are at things. So it was, as we worked on the CV, it was helping him to drawing out all the experience, all the great things that he'd done. And that was quite tough at times, because he really didn't think that he'd done much great stuff, and he really had. It took some time to get him to realise that some of the things he'd done, it wasn't just that it's things that everybody did, but actually it was something really worth talking about and worth, sort of shouting about on a CV.
Basically, I attended few meetings, and then I was assigned with these. I don't consider them tasks, but I was assigned with the task to review few CV and to support some of the people, mainly young women, to draft their own CV and to apply for new vacancies, and to try to move, for example, from one area to another that they may like more than the job that they currently have, or the occupation that they had in the past. And then I supported around 3-4 people, and most of them were put a lot of effort in redrafting their own CV, putting and highlighting those parts of their CV and work experience and education experience that were more relevant for the job they were applying for. We did a lot of tailoring on their CV, and we talked a lot about what they really want to do, what were their strengths, and what were the area of improvement. I try to put them in touch with other people with similar background or a few more years of experience, and so it was a great job done with them. And we share even our experiences, for example, non-native speaker or people that move from abroad.
I learned a lot from the process as well. It was a very bright individual, helping position, whether it was job searching, through to interview skills, confidence boosting, articulating answers to questions, practice runs, that kind of thing.
I made sure that I did all that I can to coach and mentor this individual to really uplift and boost her confidence, and also explain the concept of just because you don't tick all the boxes in a job description, it doesn't matter, you're not going to be successful. So long as someone has a strong appetite to learn and is motivated, they can do well. And that's how she presented herself in the interview, which I think is another reason why she landed a job. But
so what we did was to record one of the job interviews she took, and went through, kind of the way she was formulating her answers and the content of, the interview, and that was quite helpful, wherein she was able to pinpoint. We were together, we worked as a team, and we were able to pinpoint how those responses could be made more appealing to the potential employer.
First instance was about clarifying to her that there was a lot of possibilities, like with an idea, with just one idea, that there are many ways of finding expression of an idea. And each of them had its own number of different ways in which they could become a product, and then it could become a business. So first of all, opening her mind to the fact that there are many possibilities.
Creating a stronger network. So basically, even for us, when we have to support other people, to be able to connect and to address them immediately in a very fast way to other professionals in specific areas. And also it would be great even to have a discussion between the person that take part into this mentorship program. For us that need to mentor someone else, to be able to share our comments and to be able to better interact between ourselves to improve as a mentor, and on the other end receive even feedback for ourselves on the area that we may improve.
Till today, I still check in on her and she is really happy, so it really makes me happy as well. So when she gave me that phone call to tell me, Serena, I got the job, it was not just she having a huge burst of happiness, but also me a big sense of accomplishment, that together we were able to support her.
So I feel really good that she actually followed some of that. She took it on board, I think. And I don't know whether she realizes it or not, but she did take that on board, is my feeling. That she would not really keep thinking every day, am I doing well on this? She would just go and do what needs to be done.
It's quite rewarding in a way to see people who were struggling, and if I could make a little difference in their life, then it's kind of gratifying and satisfying personally, and that's why we do altruistic activities, isn't it? Rather than for any other benefit.
It's absolutely pleasing for me to be able to be part of that journey and working with the Slough Hub. What I would be looking for is more opportunities to get involved in this. How do we, look out for more people that are looking to help themselves, really. So in terms of improvements, give us more opportunities.
A lot of people still need career transition advice. A lot of people are in the process of thinking about starting off a business. So those two programs should also carry on, in my view. But you can do also, they can also think of additional ways of helping people who are in that kind of situation where help can be provided easily, and there are people who are willing to devote their time and energy to make that difference in their lives.